Welcome to Bookmas. This morning at the Protagonist Pub where characters gather. I'm going to talk about my favorite rom-com authors of 2023. I forgot to say, my name is Tammy and welcome. Apparently I need another cup of coffee. They're all on my Kindle. I will put my favorites right here. So, 2023 was in many respects for me the year of the rom-com. I love this particular subgenre. I love the clean, closed door aspect of all of the books I'm about to mention. With the exception of one author, they all don't even have swearing in them. I adore these authors. They all wrote strong female characters who knew who they were. They wrote some amazingly funny situations. They write standalones or series that were just incredibly memorable, and I love them. So the first one I want to talk about is A Game of Hearts by Joanna Barker. This is loosely in the rom-com category. It's probably the loosest in the definition. It is the first one I read this year of romance of any kind, and it is absolutely fabulous. I read it almost a year ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I love the unique setting of a sports event, especially in Regency, England. I love the fact that the heroine is determined to be recognized for her athletic ability and not be put in a separate categorization from her male counterparts. The love was perfection. Their relationship was great. Everything about this book was wonderful. I truly, truly loved this book. If you have not read anything by her, I highly recommend them. She writes great characters. So the next one is Jenny Proctor. And I read the entire Hawthorne Brothers series this year. And my favorite Jenny Proctor book of the year, I also read her, attempted to read her Sweater Weather book. I did DNF that one. My favorite Jenny Proctor of the year, however, was How to Kiss Your Best Friend. It is the first book in the Hawthorne Brothers series, and it is by far my favorite. Their relationship was just so perfection. It was perfection. If you don't like second chance romance, give this book a shot. It will change your mind. And the towel scene in this book, I laughed out loud so hard I snorted. Not gonna lie. It was a great book, and I absolutely loved this one. It was so funny and so sweet, and perfectly sets up the other books in the series without being intrusive in doing so. And it sets up a family dynamic that is something you could find yourself being enveloped in and just loving that entire relationship and family easily. So the next romantic comedy find that I just fell in love with this year was Emma St. Clair and her Love and She Cake Texas series. And my favorite one in that series is the second book, That is the buy-in. And the Thanksgiving scene is as funny as the towel scene in the Jenny Proctor book I just mentioned. I laughed out loud. I was snorting. It was so funny. And again, the characters in this book are relatable and believable and endearing, and this entire family and the way that characters from other series dovetail into this one and the interrelated world she has created is so enjoyable to sit down and read, and these read quickly, and they're delicious, delightful palate cleansers that you are thankful you picked up. And then we have the surprise entry of Courtney Walsh. I tried to read The Happy Life of Isadora Bentley earlier this year. It was an arc for me, and I did not like it. Did not like it at all. DNF'd it. So when Easy as Pie came out as part of the Sweater Weather Theory series, I was hesitant, to be polite. I was very, very hesitant. However, it was by far the best book in the Sweater Weather series. Bookshop owner, firefighter, second chance romance. It even has some miscommunication, and I didn't mind it for once. It was funny and sweet, and I will link my video down below because I talk about the importance of settling and not waiting for Mr. Perfect, because Mr. Perfect doesn't exist. And that is a theme that runs through this book. It is a very relatable, very realistic take on romance. And it's the grand romantic gesture versus practicality and everyday love. And I loved this book. I will recommend this book for many years. It is a joy. It is truly a joy. Last author on this list is Sheridan Peterson. She's the only one that, well, her two books, The Do-Over and The Fake Out, are standalones. Both are completely different than one another, and yet they both have memorable characters. They both have memorable side characters. They are funny. These are the books that have swearing in them. It's not an excessive amount of swearing by any means, but there is some swearing, and there's no, I would say it's mild situational swearing versus excessive vulgar swearing. Translation: there's no F word. And the ending of The Fake Out has the best, just the absolute funniest scene, and then the best grand romantic gesture I read all year. Hands down, best grand romantic gesture all year. And for me, I read an astounding amount of romance in 2023, and it was by far the best grand romantic gesture of the year. Couldn't stop laughing, couldn't stop crying. It was wonderful. The Do-Over, I will warn you, the Do-Over, when it starts out with a wishy-washy, angst-ridden, backboneless female character. Doesn't last long. Thankfully, it doesn't last long because it was just a joyful read. and I loved it. And if you want a strong grandmother character, pick up the Do-Over and fall in love with Mimi. So those are my top 5 rom-com authors of 2023. They were all new to me. I loved them all. I loved every single one of their books I read, with the exception of the one Courtney Walsh book. Oh, I DNF'd a Jenny Proctor book this year too. And with those 2 exceptions, I loved them all. They were great. They were absolutely great. They're on Kindle Unlimited. Pick them up. Enjoy them. Invest in them. Follow them on Instagram. Do yourself a favor. Read something lighthearted and fun with strong female leads that know who they are. I hope you're enjoying your December and are having a very Merry Christmas. Go spend some time with your loved ones. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe, and I will see you here next time at the Protagonist Pub.